Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, the state government has been telling landlords to be lenient with their tenants during the coronavirus crisis, but the opposition has accused it of doing exactly the opposite. Labor highlighted the case of a couple forced to leave their property because of the Bridgewater Bridge project, but the minister has accused the party of playing politics.
Saying goodbye to her home of 10 years, but the move hasn't been an easy one.
It was mayhem, trust me, it was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare. The government had thrown us into a rental nightmare.
This Granton property owned by the state government, one of many to be demolished, making way for plans of a new Bridgewater Bridge. The couple's lease was originally due to expire in April. That was stretched out to July, but they were told by their real estate agent it wouldn't be extended beyond that.
They could have given us time. I think that if they need the house, they need the house. If the bridge has to be built, it has to be built. But I think they could have given us time. They could have been a little bit more lenient.
As it happened, they were able to find other accommodation and we're very grateful for that.
So if they hadn't been able to find somewhere to live, they wouldn't have been?
No, we would have extended their tenancy.
There's still no sense in evicting this pensioner couple for the sake of building a bridge that people can clearly see is nowhere near being constructed.
A housing update has revealed the government built 69 social housing dwellings in the past 3 months in a bid to ease the housing crisis. Work also starting to transform the old Waratah Hotel, once a bar, now a construction site.
It's a supported accommodation facility for people who need some assistance to maintain their tenancies and where services can come and support them while they live independently here.
We've been able to use some of the subcontractors that have drifted across and as things have quietened a little bit, we've even been able to put more of our own labour. So we'll try and accelerate that as much as we can to try and get the people that need it into the facilities as quickly as possible.
The build is due to be complete by the end of the year. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, back in Tasmania, a police officer is under investigation over an alleged sexual assault. In a statement, the Deputy Commissioner says the officer has been stood down pending the outcome of investigations. Tasmania Police says the incident is alleged to have occurred while the officer was off duty. Authorities haven't released any other details about the allegation. A man has been charged over a jewellery heist in the northwest. The 20-year-old is accused of robbing a Burnie store earlier this week and stealing thousands of dollars worth of high-end watches. Police searched a Park Grove home yesterday and allegedly found a large amount of stolen property, including watches. The accused has also been charged in relation to other recent business break-ins in the area. He's been bailed to face court in August. It's now been 2 weeks since Tasmania's last confirmed case of coronavirus. More than 500 tests were completed yesterday, all coming back negative. There are just 8 confirmed active cases, all in the northwest. Over the next few days, mobile testing clinics are being rolled out at Rosebery, Denali, Tribunna, Deloraine and Queenstown. Bookings are encouraged and people with flu-like symptoms are urged to contact the Public Health Hotline. Federal MP Andrew Wilkie has called for Canberra to fund a greater Hobart rescue package, saying the region is doing it tougher than any other capital city around Australia. He's calling for fast-tracked federal investment into the Hobart Aquatic Centre and an inner-city rail network, hoping the spending will get the Tasmanian economy back on track.
There's no other capital city that has such a disproportionate reliance on tourism and hospitality, on commercial accommodation, on arts and culture, on the tertiary sector.
It is way over the top. To seek about $400 million support for one federal electorate when you know there are 151 electorates around Australia.
An initial meeting to discuss the plan was held with the Deputy Prime Minister this afternoon. Friends and colleagues are remembering veteran Tasmanian commentator and presenter Shane Yates, who passed away yesterday. He's being described as a natural broadcaster, talented race caller and a stalwart of the Devonport Football Club.
Good evening. 4 of Australia's best-known athletes are celebrating after a deal that allows them to earn a living and represent their country.
Shane Yates earned his living making sure Tasmanian sport was represented. His television career kicked off in the late 1970s when he was just 17. Former news boss Paul Murphy remembers a young man who kept his cool when the cameras were live.
He had an enormous talent, just a natural talent.
Hosting programs such as Sports Club, Shane Yates didn't take himself too seriously. He appeared on screens well into the 2000s.
Time now for sport with Shane Yates, and the Australian Open is underway in Sydney.
That's right, Joe.
But there was one place where he truly shone.
Right on the line and out wide. Bad Canners lunged. Great finish. It's a photo.
First class at calling first place, Shane Yates understood every sport from racing to cycling
2.5 laps left to go now in the Launceston wheel race.
To swimming.
He's going very strongly at this stage.
And a natural broadcaster, he called races, he called football, he called basketball, anything that moved, Shane could call and call brilliantly.
And he had a way about him when he called a race that he really painted the picture with words, and that's the secret of any great race caller.
A proud Devonport boy, he was president of the football club during challenging times. Former coach Mitch Thorpe says his fondest memories are the conversations.
Him calling a horse or a dog's race midway through our conversations around what we should do tactically to beat North Launceston or Launceston at the time. They were very fond memories of a man that could multitask.
The father of two was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer less than a year ago. He died yesterday, aged 60. Colin McNiff will miss his voice at the track, but more on the phone.
I love chatting about anything and everything with Shane, and between the two of us on our phone calls we could have solved the problems of the world.
Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania has once again been crowned with the unenviable title of having one of the highest smoking rates in the nation. New research has revealed in 2 suburbs, 1 in 3 people are smokers. And authorities report recent stressful times are seeing some people smoke more.
Bridgewater and Gagebrook in the national spotlight for the 2nd year running. New data finding 33% of people there smoke, compared with the national rate of 12.2%.
It's sad that Tasmania does have the highest smoking rates in Australia.
But there is good news, with numbers slightly lower than last year.
Clearly something has been working in Bridgewater Gagebrook, so it's good to see, and hopefully we'll see more of it.
Quitline working with those communities, providing targeted support.
Running a great program to provide free nicotine replacement therapy to some of their clients, which is amazing.
Crucial programs, particularly during the pandemic. The Heart Foundation finding 1/3 of Australians are smoking more than usual, while a slightly lower amount have reduced their habits.
People are experiencing a lot more anxiety and concern and stress than they normally would at any given time. And we know that when that happens, that people will reach out to things or habits that give them comfort.
Now that we're all aware of our health, let's become aware of this, because it's a serious contributor to most of the preventable conditions in the population.
Tasmanians wanting to kick the habit can seek support from their GP or pharmacist. Louise Hobart, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian Buddhist site has been targeted by vandals. Residents discovered white paste and eggs had been thrown at the gates of the Chinese Cultural Park at Campania earlier this week. Tasmania's Multicultural Council has labelled the behaviour un-Australian, saying all property should be respected, especially the site of a peaceful temple. Tasmania Police has been alerted to the incident. Police are allaying concerns about a Facebook post threatening the Launceston area. Officers searched a West Launceston property and spoke with a 30-year-old man. Police have investigated and believe the post originated overseas, and there's no evidence of a credible threat to the public. Well, as we settle into the evening and later get ready for bed, spare a thought for dancer Andrew Palmer. He's charring the night away in a 24-hour online marathon to raise money for local charities. He's already broken his fundraising target twice and is only 9 hours into the epic challenge.
His legs began to ache early on, but there was no stopping Andrew Palmer.
Feeling exhausted already, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm excited and just pumped to get through the 24 hours.
Fast forward 5 hours.
I'm feeling worse than I expected. My hips are, and they don't lie.
But he's determined to push on. The former professional dancer turned teacher was inspired by a friend in the UK.
Her name is Joanne Clifton, and she did a 24-hour jive for charity in the UK, supporting the NHS over there through this COVID-19 pandemic. And I thought, you know what? She's inspired me to do that here.
He won't be putting his feet up until 9 a.m. tomorrow, but he isn't alone. Dozens of special guests are joining in, including our own 7 Tasmania team.
Look at you two go.
Local mayors and politicians are also getting behind the cause.
Chat, 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 New Yorker.
Andrew's under strict orders so he can make it to the end.
We're hoping that he'll slow down, take it easy, and most importantly, follow the instructions of his wife.
I've got a strict diet, lots of veggies, lots of rice, lots of drinks, special drinks. If I need to go to the toilet, well, I'll cha-cha to the toilet and then get to hit straight back here.
The dance marathon is raising money for Speak Up, Stay Chatty and the Examiner's Winter Relief Appeal. The initial goal was $5,000, but that looks to be quadrupled.
We've got cricket royalty joining us tomorrow with the Australian Test captain, so who knows what we'll get to. Wouldn't it be incredible if we could surpass $20,000?
To donate, head to the Cha Cha for Charity GoFundMe page. Letitia Wallace, 7 Tasmanian News.
And looking at that, I better not give up the day job. It's been one of Tasmanian cricket's worst kept secrets. Today, confirmation former Test great Peter Siddle will join the Tigers next season. He's looking to head the young attack and hasn't ruled out moving into coaching at the end of his tenure.
With 67 tests and more than 220 wickets behind his belt, Peter Siddle is swapping one baggy green for another.
It's an exciting opportunity and something that, I believe will obviously, help my development in the back end of my career.
The 35-year-old ending a 14-year career with Victoria, signing with the Tigers for the next 2 seasons. Blunston Arena's bowler-friendly conditions and the prospect of spearheading an exciting pace attack all but sealed the move.
A young squad and a lot of quality in that, especially in the bowling side of things. So, I'm looking forward to working alongside those guys.
The veteran announced his international retirement in December and was one of the Sheffield Shield's most prolific wicket takers last season. But the switch to the Apple Isle comes with a new look.
Yeah, I can take it off. There's the blonde locks.
And a new lease on life after cricket.
I think this gives me a good opportunity that can help develop my coaching skills along the way while still playing.
Having strong leaders that lead by example as well as lead by voice is important.
Though as one former Australian player is welcome to the squad, 2 more have been pushed out the door. Gurinder Sandhu and James Faulkner axed from the contract list.
We're focusing on white ball cricket with James. We've got a really, really strong program around him. We're really confident we can have him ready to go for the start of the season.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmanian News.
Star Tasmanian horse Mystic Journey is back in training in Victoria ahead of a huge spring carnival racing season. The 4-year-old was spelled after the coronavirus restricted travel to interstate races. Trainer Adam Trinder says the mare is in good condition and is aiming to return to the track in July.
Good evening. Temperatures above average both overnight and today. Hobart, Campania, Friendly Beaches and Bushy Park all on our high of 19. Launceston 15, Burnie 17 and Devonport 16 degrees. Grove reached 18 today, St Helens and Ouse 17, Smithton, Strawn and Flinders Island 16, King Island and Low Head 15. Mid to low level cloud over the west and north of Tasmania. High level mountain wave pattern that's existing across the rest of the state. Mid to low level cloud covers parts of Victoria and the New South Wales and Queensland coasts, a little more over southern WA and further north. Tomorrow a cold front crosses into western Victoria, reaching our west coast late in the day. Several troughs over the mainland. So those winds are going to pick up tomorrow, 10 more northerly as the day develops, up to around 20 to 30 knots and even stronger down the west coast with a 4-metre swell. So we have a gale warning, that's for waters between South East Cape and Stanley, a strong wind warning from St Helens Point to South East Cape and also from Stanley to Cape Portland and for the Central Plateau inland. Forecast for Saturday in Hobart, partly cloudy, 18 the top, 16 for Maydena, Oatlands bit of cloud and cool and 12 degrees, 16 for Launceston, a late shower moving in, becoming windy for Devonport and 16, just 9 for Lyowini. Burnie can expect a shower or two, increasing late in the day as the front moves through. 16 the top, 18 for Strawn, late showers for Marrawar as well, and 16. 17 along the east coast, partly cloudy for St Helens, Swansea and Orford. On Sunday, showers easing with strong and gusty northwesterly winds. Showers on Monday more likely over the north, the west and Bass Strait Islands, and on Tuesday showers over the west and far south with the winds turning southwesterly. Partly cloudy in Perth tomorrow. Showers developing for Adelaide, sunny but windy in Melbourne, sunny and 20 in Sydney and fine for Brisbane. Bit of cloud around at the moment. Hobart 15 degrees, Launceston 12 and Devonport currently 13 degrees. Before I go, Kim, I'd like to pass on my condolences to the family of Shane Yates, with whom you and I both worked as he graced our studios here and the racetracks and the sporting grounds of Tasmania. He'll be sorely missed.
Sure will. Thanks, Merv. Such a character as well. That's your news for now. Join the team over the weekend. Good night.